they're pretty close. Again, went Dean to Compton, also went around to Sally
they executed like clockwork.
That was, when everybody touches the ball like that, they're hard to stop. But anyway, so that will be a tie for the play of the night. And then let's talk about the Delegate Terry Kilgore Leadership Player of the Game Award. That will go to...
I'm about going to have to, I'm going to say either Dean or Compton. Compton was all over the place on defense. He did some great screens and whatnot. Dean lit him up for 33 points, had 6 rebounds. So I'm going to go with Dean, I believe, as a player of the game. Like I said, he tied with Reed for 6 rebounds, but he also had the 3 steals, which puts him at the top on defense, but then he lit up 33 points also, like I said.
Okay.
So
that will be...
Feel free to disagree with me if you'd rather give it to someone else, but to me, when they needed the points, he produced.
He did. So we'll go that way for the Delegate Terry Kilgore Player of the Night. 61-54. Again, as we do sign off here in just a second, again, we want to send our condolences to the family of Elliott Smith, longtime Gate City. He was a fixture of Blue Devil sports, Blue Devil, and just all around Gate City. So just a super nice person. And again, we have lost him. He passed away earlier tonight. So again, our thoughts and prayers are with his family and the Gate City community. So we lost a good one. Also, again, broke news a little bit later. Of course, Rick Mullins here, the head coach for the Wolfpack. Again, very loaded again next season coming back. But again, he steps down as the head football coach. So again, a little bit of coaching news from around the Mountain 7 district. And so, Chris, your thoughts as we sign off NFL playoff action? We've got.
I was afraid you're going to come back to that.
We've got a couple of matchups here. Minnesota goes to San Francisco, and also you've got the Tennessee Titans headed to Baltimore. Who do you got tomorrow?
My team's not in it, so they're going to be watching it like me. I'm going to say 49ers just because I was a Montana fan, and the Titans because they're the closest team to us still playing. Upset
on the road. I think the Tennessee has the best shot of upsetting as one of the lower seeds in the.
They took down the Patriots. So.
And if Mark Ingram's not healthy, again, that running game for Baltimore, I think.
Plus, RG3 plays for Baltimore, so, he's carrying a little bit of that Washington up there with him.
Washington stank. So, 5 Heisman Trophy winners in that ball game. The two backup quarterbacks, Marcus Mariota and Robert Griffith III, both Heisman winners, both backups in this ball game. So
the Redskins stank. I like it.
The Redskins stank. All right, so then we go to Sunday. Of course, you've got Green Bay hosting Seattle, and then you've got the Texans traveling to Kansas City.
Lambeau's a tough place to go in the wintertime, so I think I'm going to take the Pack on that one.
So the Pack will rule, and then you've got Arrowhead will be rocking with Andy Reid and the boys, but does Andy Reid have he's got a little bit of that
stank.
NFC stank where he got to the Super Bowl with the Eagles.
But, I like Reid. I was glad he left Philadelphia, actually. I'll take the Chiefs.
So the Chiefs. So Monday night, of course, we'll talk a little bit more about it. Tomorrow, your first LSU Clemson national title. Who you got?
Go Tigers. That's a Geaux.
Ooh.
I'm looking for the SEC to pull it out.
SEC dominance. We'll see what happens again. Clemson, the defending national champion. So
that's another deal. I'm an Orgeron fan. I hated when he left UT. I'd always liked the guy. I think he's a really, really good coach.
So,
of course, Dabo's not too bad himself.
That's they were talking about that on the Dan Le Batard show today, talking about who to pull for, and Stu Gotts was talking about. He said anybody that would rip his shirt off in front of his team, shotgun 2 Red Bulls, and say "Go Tigers" before they went out, you got to pull for them. So yeah, I'm pulling for him just because and he actually punched him. There was a story that he actually knocked himself out. He would punch his face to get the kids fired up.
Yeah,
he loosened 3 teeth and he hit himself squarely across the jaw. He knocked himself out for about 5 seconds. So,
plus, I think Burrow's probably the better quarterback too. It doesn't hurt. When you roll through the SEC undefeated compared to rolling through the ACC undefeated, there's a big difference there.
So I think that first half will be huge. I
probably just ticked off the Tech fans, didn't I?
Nah, you're all right. I think if they play well, if they start the ball game off and Clemson has to play from behind, I think it'll be a big win. So anyway, all right. So we will be back on the air tomorrow night, and again, the E. Dobbins Bennett Indians come to Gate City for a pivotal non-district matchup. Of course, there won't be a lot more non-district games after this one. After this ball game tomorrow night, of course, we got Wise Central on Tuesday. Then a week from Tuesday, we'll be at Lehigh. Then we'll be on to Union on that Friday night. Then on Saturday, we come back home. That's January 25th against Sullivan East. And then our last non-district game will be February the 11th against Daniel Boone. So everything else will be conference from here out.
I want that Boone game.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of stuck in the craw of our kids. I know that several have mentioned that, and I hope they can avenge that. So, again, Sullivan East, Dobbins Bennett, and Daniel Boone, the non-conference schedule remaining for.
So we don't have Science Hill coming back up again? Just did a one and done with them?
Nope, the Blue Devils, the boys. Good call, Chris. That's on February the 1st.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. So, again, senior night will be on Valentine's Day, February 14th, and that will be against Lehigh. So, good season coming up. A lot more things to happen. So, we'll sign off for now. We'll be back on the air tomorrow. Again, we want to say thank you to everybody for making us a part of your Friday night. You've been listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.